Are you kidding me?
Here we go.
For over a century, the Golden State has drawn in dreamers with the glittering potential for gold. This week, the best pickleball players in the country have converged in Sacramento at the prospect of a different type of medal that's every bit as precious. In the rapidly expanding sport of pickleball, you better dig deep, because in this town, it's boom or bust. Welcome to the 2024 APP Sacramento Open on ESPN. Over 1,400 players, including 300 of the top players on tour, have all come west to stake their claim to the second gold medal of the season. Welcome to Championship Court here at the Johnson Ranch Pickleball Complex. Alongside Next Gen National Team head coach Chad Edwards and pro pickleball coach Dominic Catalano, I'm Dorian Kraft. We are still early on in this new 2024 APP season, but fellas, there is so much to be excited about this year. 8 new events, including 4 majors, the first of which is coming up later this month in Miami. A new prize pool to be paid out, more prize money going to the players. But maybe the biggest difference on tour this year is the changing of the format. No more backdraw, that means no more championship tiebreakers, and especially in singles, it's now best 2 out of 3, first to 15 rally scoring, and we have already seen this changes the strategy and how these singles matches are played.
Yeah, the rally scoring is the biggest adjustment that these players have had to get used to. It is faster paced. There is no safe lead. The momentum can change so quickly, and we saw in Punta Gorda the 14-7, 14-8 comebacks. We're seeing a lot more of the 15-13, 16-14 type matches, and when you get to 14 and have to win on your serve, that's when those other players are coming back and bringing it so close.
And for me, it's the prize pools. We have $100K in regular tournaments, and we have $150,000 for our majors. So again, it's making these players go more full-time, and we're paying out deeper. So again, on the APP Tour, paying out those deeper pockets or deeper into the draws. It's great for the players who really are taking this game seriously and going full-time now.
We're going to be paying out some winnings and handing out some hardware here on Championship Sunday as we take a look at our Aura Organics gold medal match menu. We've got women's singles gold medal match, Georgia Johnson and Megan Fudge. In men's singles, it's Will House, first-time single medalist. He's going up against the 2-seed Jack Foster. And then in the mixed doubles, the qualifiers, Dario Walczak and Patrick Kauka, they will be taking on the 2 seeds, Georgia and J.W. Johnson. But we are going to get started with the women's singles gold medal match. One of the original players on the APP Tour, Georgia Johnson. She dispatched defending gold medalist Judith Castillo. She'll be taking on the top seed Megan Fudge. And guys, both of these women are tremendous tacticians, but they go about it in different ways.
Yeah, and we've already seen how well Georgia Johnson moves on the court, but I'll be looking for that big forehand of hers. It's so deceptive with the power, with the shape. It's much flatter, so it slides through the court. It's going to be a tough matchup for Fudge if she cannot break down that forehand.
And what Megan Fudge needs to do is she needs to find that forehand, because Georgia Johnson will tend to make more mistakes on the forehand side. The backhand side, she uses a two-handed backhand. It's much more controlled, and when she hits that two-handed backhand, look for her to advance to the kitchen line and try and take the timing away from Megan Fudge. What Megan Fudge needs to do is drop to the sideline corners when she sees her do that and try and make those adjustments.
We've already handed out 2 gold medals this weekend, 3 more coming up here on Championship Sunday as we get started with the women's singles gold medal match. It is a beautiful day for pickleball here in the suburbs of Sacramento, 56 degrees in Roseville, California. The sun peeking through the clouds, and we have got gold medal action coming up next here at the 2024 APP Sacramento Open on ESPN.
Years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped, suds will be sprayed, people won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
1 minute, ladies. 1 minute.
My name is Chef Jamoke Jackson. I'm here with Vlasic Pickles, and I'm putting the pickle back in pickleball. In pickleball, a chop is a slice from high to low to put a backspin on the pickleball. I'm chopping up Vlasic Pickles to make this sweet and savory chopped pickle salad. Feta cheese, Kalamata olives, olive oil, red wine vinegar, lemon juice, sugar, black pepper, toss to mix. Sweet, heat, and full of flavor.
The APP is sponsored by AARP, helping your health and happiness live as long as you do. Power Plate, official warm-up and recovery partner of the APP Tour. And Tervis, the original insulated tumbler. Welcome back to Championship Court as we get set for our women's singles gold medal match. The top seed, Megan Fudge, outlasting Alex Strong in the semifinals in 3 games. 15-6, 13-15, and 15-6. Meanwhile, Georgia Johnson, she was pushed by Judith Castillo to 3 as well. 10-5, 15-12, and then 15-13, taking down Castillo, who won this tournament a year ago and was coming off of a gold medal in Punta Gorda to open up the 2024 season. And guys, this one should be a really good, really tight matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got 2 players on the court that move extremely well. They're consistent, deep balls to each corner of the court. You know, it's going to be tough for both of these, but Dom, like we talked about in the opener, Johnson is strong on the forehand side, but she makes more mistakes. Fudge is going to be looking to exploit that. Yeah,
and right now, I think for both of these ladies, it's about execution. They know each other's game really well. They've seen it. They've played against each other. So when you have that familiarity with each other, it's about executing right now. And so it's going to be who can execute better, who can execute sooner. Because like Ched, you hit on in the open, it's rally scoring. Things can get away from you really quick in rally scoring. So you need to focus up early.
Megan Fudge, the top seed to serve first. Fudge in the black and yellow at the top of the screen. Georgia Johnson in the white and green at the bottom. Oh, what a shot by Fudge to start it off.
There's the drop, right? So Johnson comes in on the forehand on that one. But what does Megan Fudge do? She goes cross court, drop, gets Johnson moving.
Error off of the forehand side.
Yeah, just sprayed that one wide. She's trying to approach behind that one, ran through it, caught it a little late.
Fudge out on fire to start this first game.
Execution right now, right? So she's executing right away. She's getting what she wants, and she's finding those corners. She's found both sidelines here early on.
Winner from Fudge in the first come on of the afternoon.
Yeah, it was a good approach there from Johnson, but she didn't get anything on this forehand volley and then had to slide back to the middle to try to cover both lines. Excellent roll cross court from Fudge.
Johnson finally stops the run with a point and a side out.
Well, that was a better choice to approach there. It was a good deep ball to the backhand side of Fudge. Johnson closed well,
4-1.
absorbed that volley a little bit more.
1-4.
That came off a very aggressive Georgia Johnson serve. So she really served aggressively there, caused a really short return, and is easily able to get to the kitchen line right there and put pressure on.
2 quick points for Georgia Johnson. 3 quick points as the return sails long.
But that rally scoring right now, it's how quickly that gap has closed.
For all.
And that's a deception of the Johnson forehand. It didn't look like she hit it that hard, but because it's flatter and it slides through the court, the pace is very hard to adjust to.
And right there again, Chad, right on cue, she takes pace off that backhand right there and forcing Fudge to have to really hit through that. She doesn't and is a little short. It's a 5-0 run here for Johnson.
Johnson has taken her first lead of the match, serving at 5-4.
Side out.
Service error, side out, 5-all.
Little lapsing concentration there.
That's something else that you can't have with the rally scoring that you could potentially get away with before.
Yeah, not at all. Every point matters now.
Side out. Point 6. Call stands.
So the call was the ball from Fudge was long, side out to Johnson.
6-5.
6-5.
Just floated that one a little too high to Megan Fudge. She was going to the right spot, but just left it up a little high. And that's the margin for error. You can't leave that high. She has to keep that down. And that's not an easy shot, cross your body.
Side out.
Unlucky off the net cord, left it up for Fudge.
Yeah, Johnson had control of that point right there. Set it up nicely with a sharp angled forehand. Little unlucky with catching the net cord, but a good adjustment from Fudge, putting that one out of reach.
6-7. Fudge covers court just about as well as anyone, but Johnson put it just out of reach.
Well, that's tough right there. If Fudge is going to go down the line right there, it's almost a do or die, because if Johnson can get to it, she's so good, she's just going to create an angle, and Fudge is on the far sideline. So that's tough right there. I'd rather see Megan Fudge pull that back cross court, try and drop that in.
Sprays the backhand wide, side out.
Timing was off a little bit there. She got the shorter ball from Fudge.
7-8. Side out.
A couple of uncharacteristic errors by Fudge off of the forehand side.
Well, she's attempting to come in, and instead of hitting it and coming in, she's hitting it at the same time as she's moving. Momentum carries that ball just a little too deep.
Easy put away at the kitchen line for Georgia Johnson. She has her largest lead of the match at 10-7.
Well, the difference right now is that Johnson is able to get those deeper balls. She's hitting it in the back third of the court, where a lot of Fudge's balls are coming, mid-court, allowing Johnson to move up, put the pressure on.
Quick start. Now, folks, I'm going to put you to work here. Pull out your phones, and we want you to follow.
Georgia Johnson leading in this first game of the women's singles gold medal match, 10-7, as Megan Fudge calls a timeout. We'll take a quick one as well with our Tervis hydration break. We knew this was going to be a tactical battle between Fudge and Johnson. Georgia got off to a little bit of a slow start, but she's flipped the script. How has she executed her strategy here over the last 5 or so points?
Well, like I was talking about before we came into the booth here, she's hitting deeper balls. She's hitting that back third of the court. Fudge isn't able to step inside the baseline to take any time away, and she's playing a lot of these shots from deep behind the baseline. It's allowing Johnson to move up on the shorter mid-court balls that's producing from Fudge.
And Megan Fudge has to find the corners right now. She's not. She's really trying to drive through Georgia Johnson. Early on in the match, she was dropping to the sidelines and getting that ball down where she's rolling that corner to corner. But right now she's trying to drive through her. Georgia Johnson, too big, too athletic. Every time this ball's there up, she's creating a better angle.
Fudge got off to a 4-0 start. But since then, it has been a 10-3 run in favor of the 17-year-old from Morton Beach, Florida, as she's taken a 3-point advantage in this women's singles gold medal match. First to 15, win by 2, have to win on serve. That's a better angle there from Fudge.
Well, that's it right there. That's how she got that 4-0 lead at the beginning. She's just got to find the touch again.
8-10.
Fudge was in the right spot, just couldn't make the pickup.
As that big forehand from Johnson catches the baseline and pushes Fudge back. Again, trying to go down the line. Johnson able to take it out of the air, create the angled volley. That was close on the sideline.
Side out.
But next one deep.
One more ball, potentially the same result. Side out, 9-11. 10-11 as the return sails long.
Yeah, big deep serve there from Fudge.
Oh, she almost caught it on the paddle right there and threw it cross court.
Referee timeout. The out call has been challenged.
And a challenge that one from Johnson. It looked like it just missed wide.
Free timeout here, regardless. You have the 3 challenges. So again, if you think it's close, maybe don't want to burn a timeout right here, even though she's got a couple. She's going to use a challenge here, give you almost a little longer timeout with the challenge usually, give you about another 30 seconds or so. So not a bad decision here from Georgia Johnson to take this.
No, Fudge took a timeout trailing at 7-10, but since then has gone on a run. Should this call stand, it will tie this game at 11-all.
Tough to see from that angle. That looked like it might just catch the line.
It feels like over these last 4 points that Johnson has been forced to try and slim those margins and paint those lines because Fudge has found better angles coming out of her timeout.
Oh, yeah, 100%. She's found what she had success with early on in this match to gain the 4-0 lead.
Well, that looks like it catches the line.
Could be a good challenge here for Johnson. But again, yeah, she's found what got her that 4-0 lead early on, dipping the ball to the corners, getting it down at the feet of Georgia Johnson. Georgia's so tall, right? And she's got good length. If you put a ball up to her, she's got strength too. She put that ball away.
Yeah,
so the call was overturned. Instead of being 11-all, it is now 12-10. Johnson on serve, just 3 points away from taking game number 1.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little adjustment here from Johnson as well. She's kind of drifted to the kitchen line the last couple of points. She needs to get up there just a little bit quicker. And there it is. She gets up there.
On cue.
Puts the pressure on. She's now taking that volley in a better position, can really control that kitchen line.
13-10.
13-10 for Johnson.
What a volley.
Johnson read it perfectly, and it brings up game point.
Yeah, Georgia Johnson never got out of control right there. She was in complete control, body and position there. Great job giving her a 14-10 lead here. Thought Fudge had her on the one cross court to her backhand, but Johnson did a good job of controlling that, punching that back towards the sideline and baseline. So we'll give her a game point here.
When she, on that backhand volley to set up the cross there from Fudge, she added a little bit of side spin on it. So once that ball hit, it kicked further out. Fudge wasn't able to get outside that ball enough to really bring it back cross court. It ended up going more middle, and Johnson there to control it and finish.
Johnson looking for her first medal on the APP Tour this season. Fudge took home a silver in the first tournament of the year in Punta Gorda. Fudge also silvered last year in Sacramento as well.
In singles.
In singles, yes.
Okay.
Yes, in singles.
Because Johnson won a couple of medals, couple of golds.
This is the singles we're talking about,
Yes.
so singles,
Yes.
singles to singles.
In Punta Gorda.
So here's your spot, Chad, that you hit on in the Open, where an individual gets to 14. Now you can only win on your serve.
14-10.
We'll see if Johnson can keep it going here.
Fudge, forehand winner, holds off Johnson for the moment.
But it's an excellent setup ball there from Fudge. She didn't try to hit as hard of a passing shot. That ball was down below the net, created the pop-up off the volley. And now we're in dangerous territory.
Right, because no matter what, Megan Fudge has 2 points. If she gives up a quote-unquote point here, it's just a side out, no point given.
Oh, what a backhand from Johnson.
Fudge wasn't able to really get up to the kitchen line on that approach. Gave Johnson a little bit more room to drop that ball down. Nice roll.
Game point number 2. This time Johnson converts as she takes game 1 15-12 over the top seed Megan Fudge. We'll have game 2 action from the women's singles gold medal match when we come back here at the APP Sacramento Open.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the third health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
This is the good idea game point from game number 1. Georgia Johnson sealing the deal over Fudge to take it 15-12.
The key there is she didn't come in on the first backhand. She came in on the second one. She realized she had a better approach on that second one. Great job by Johnson. Good execution.
Yeah, and that's one of the big things that Georgia did there in game 1 is she was hitting those deeper balls to the back third, but then she also took pace off and used a couple of shorter angles and really in essence, moved Fudge back, then brought her forward, threw the timing off, and made the adjustments after going down early.
Now Johnson just one game away from taking the gold medal here in Sacramento.
Time in.
Megan Fudge led all women on tour last year in medals, taking home 28 over the course of 2023 as that return sails long. The first point going the way of Georgia Johnson. And Fudge really found her stride in women's singles towards the latter half of the season last year.
Well, she made some adjustments toward the end of 2023 as well, as far as going with a little bit more pace on her ground strokes. Early on in 2023, she had, you know, a little bit more slice and dice and some loop to it. Really worked on those ground strokes.
Great coverage from Fudge, but Johnson all over it.
She almost had a perfect drop, did Fudge, but again, Johnson is just really getting to the kitchen line and taking that drop away.
Good spot there for Fudge, going right into the body. Jams up Johnson. Both ladies going sideline to sideline.
Longest rally of the match so far. Fudge on the board here in game number 2.
Wow.
Can't come up with the cut.
She was there. She got a good paddle on it, but just tried to cut it a little too much. I'd rather see her, like to see her just volley that back, keep Georgia Johnson back and pressure on.
Hey, that was so close on the net court. I wonder if Fudge thought it was going to hit.
Flip
She
it.
tried to adjust.
Forehand rolled just wide. It's a 4-point lead for Johnson.
And that's the kitchen control from Johnson. She forces Fudge to go for a little bit wider shot, try to paint the line there, because she's been able to cover that kitchen line so well.
Side out.
You see the change of pace right there, like you talked about, Chad, in between games, the change of pace. But that time was from Megan Fudge. She changed the pace on the return to serve right there, a little shorter and lower.
A big serve there from Fudge. Closing this gap.
3-5.
Just a 2-point deficit, 3-5.
Point.
Johnson.
You see Fudge look over at her corner, and she's got Alex Strong and Susanna Barr supporting her right now.
4-5.
Nodding her head, something they talked about in between.
Johnson going down the line. Fudge can't bring it back in the court.
Yeah, that ball just got a little bit behind Megan Fudge. Difficult to try to cut that ball once it's behind. Oh, what a get.
Oh, what a point.
So getting that ball in the back here, great job by Georgia Johnson, just keeping that in play, but Fudge made the adjustment from the last point. Instead of trying to cut that so much, she got on top of that forehand for the winner there.
Johnson comes up short. We are tied at 6 here in game number 2.
And again, Fudge took a little bit of pace off of that one, added some height, added some top spin. Just threw off the timing of Johnson.
Nice angle there from Johnson to get back on serve.
Yeah, good adjustment and good approach shot there from Johnson. Fudge has kind of changed the pace here a little bit. She's adding more loop to the ground strokes, but Johnson stepped in nicely, took that ball early.
Oh, Fudge finds some space near the far sideline.
I heard about 2 people in the front row after Megan Fudge hit that ball. Oh, yes. Oh, no.
7-7.
That point was not over. Great get from Georgia Johnson. But Megan Fudge ends it, gets that side out.
Sprays the backhand wide. Fudge really starting to target that backhand of Georgia Johnson as Johnson takes a timeout, trailing 8-7.
But Johnson's done a good job of controlling the backhand a little more. When Fudge goes cross-court to that backhand, Georgia Johnson's starting to flatten it out down the line, and she's using it as an approach shot. So she's not trying to hit a winner with that backhand, which is much more controlled. She's pushing it down that sideline, and then she's using that to come in on Megan Fudge.
Keeping the timing off balance of Johnson.
Time in.
Fudge trying to reassert herself as one of the top players on tour. Took home those 28 medals a year ago. Coming off the silver, wants to pick up another one here in Sacramento. Better coverage there from Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, she had Megan Fudge pulled completely off the court with a great angle right there. Only thing Fudge could try and do is lob that back up and over and get in position.
Ooh. Nice roll, very controlled there from Johnson.
The adjustment off the net cord right there is so difficult to do. Johnson just gets a paddle of it, and then Fudge has to try to scramble, get up there.
Just a little short as Johnson, the first 1-10 here in game number 2.
No, I was going to say that deep forehand from Johnson there going cross court from corner to corner gave her the time to get back into position. Hit a better approach shot. Fudge just got a little bit on the back foot.
Johnson right at the kitchen line, a fist pump. 3-point run for Georgia Johnson.
Yeah, Megan Fudge, no love off the tape right here as that ball just put away. Good job by Georgia Johnson of coming in at the right time. And what she's doing is she's almost waiting for Megan Fudge to hit a ball in the transition area that she has to come in on. She's not forcing herself to come in on anything. So it's a good job and good adjustment from Georgia Johnson, seeing that if she does come in at the wrong time, she's getting beat cross court. But again, she's made a good adjustment, coming in at the right time, and she's given herself another cushion here in game 2.
It's been a successful weekend here in Sacramento for Georgia Johnson. She picked up a gold medal in women's doubles yesterday alongside Jill Braverman. She will play for a gold medal in mixed doubles as well alongside brother JW. So Georgia Johnson potentially in line for a triple crown here in Sacramento.
Yeah, and that's she might be young, but she has experience. I mean, we've seen Georgia around for a number of years. And right now, she's playing extremely well and exceptionally good pickleball.
What impresses you the most about Georgia Johnson's game?
Time in.
That she's got a mature head on her shoulder, and she's smart out there on the court. She's not just relying on sheer power.
Are you saying you weren't mature at 17, Chad?
I'm not even going to answer that one.
Yeah.
Johnson puts it in the tape. I thought you were going to say you weren't even mature now.
Let's not go there.
9-11.
Side out of the timeout.
Side out.
Trading side outs, point for Johnson. It's 12-9.
Yeah, and that's the last thing Megan Fudge needs right now. She's got to get the side out and at least get one on her paddle, on her serve. The rally scoring. Can't just continue to trade.
Ooh,
side out.
Just a little too much there on that backhand, but Johnson is starting to take her approach shots more to the backhand of Fudge.
Oh, gets loose on a forehand and a backhand and giving Megan Fudge a free point right there.
Johnson leaving the door open for Fudge here in game number 2.
Side out. Point 13.
That's 2 on that backhand side that Megan Fudge has just gotten short on and into the net. 2 free points there for Johnson as she regains the 2-point lead.
Is it something that Johnson is doing to target that backhand, or is Fudge just making an error?
Some forced errors right there.
Fudge finds an angle for the winner.
And that's an excellent close there from Fudge. She doubled up on the backhand side of Georgia Johnson, gets that volley to pop up just enough that she can create the angle, go back cross court.
Well played by Johnson. Gets back on serve for championship point.
Yeah, it's a good job by Georgia Johnson again, choosing the right time to come in.
14-12, Georgia Johnson serving for the gold medal.
Oh, just tries to bump it over the net, catches the net cord. Excellent ball from Fudge there on the run on the backhand side. Doesn't give Johnson any pace.
Fudge converts in a pressure moment, and she gets back on serve.
Huge point right here.
It goes the way of Fudge. Back-to-back points, and now Megan Fudge back even at 14-all.
Talk about huge points, and it's the rally scoring that makes them huge, because if you give that back up, then Georgia Johnson serving for the match again.
Again, the pressure from Fudge is putting a little bit of timing difficulties there for Johnson. Trying to just sneak that over the net, keep it low.
Georgia Johnson has called a timeout as Megan Fudge has ripped off 3 straight points to give herself game point at 15-14. And you go back to that point at 14-12, where Johnson just tried to put it over the net with the touch and came up short, and she's been rattled ever since.
So there's that one, and then there's this last one. If you watch the replay of Megan Fudge on that ball right there, the body language, as soon as it hit the net, she almost let up and then realized it was sitting on top of the net, and then it drops back over. But again, right now you flip it, and now all of a sudden Megan Fudge has a game point as she fought off a match point, and now she's got a game point for herself.
How does Johnson regroup here after giving up those 3 straight?
Oh, she's just got to slow herself back down, not try to rush those strokes. Fudge has done a good job of using that cut forehand on the approach. That ball's not coming up as high. So with Johnson hitting a little bit more flatter ball.
Oh, Johnson trips. And an unfortunate end to game number 2 for Georgia Johnson as she trips over her own feet. Megan Fudge runs off 4 straight points to take game 2, 16-14. We will head to a winner-take-all game 3 here in the women's singles gold medal match to open Championship Sunday at the APP Sacramento Open.
Nothing brings us together like Eggland's best eggs. We love the taste, always so fresh and delicious, plus superior nutrition. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
One point away from falling in straight games here in this women's singles gold medal match. Megan Fudge ran off 3 straight points to take game 2, 16-14, and force a winner-take-all game 3.
Yeah, and it's the approach and the double up on the backhands here of Georgia Johnson that has enabled Fudge to get up and control that kitchen line. Done an excellent job once she's up there of creating the angle and kind of taking away that big cut on the volley and just sticking it instead.
Well, and two, you talked about it and hit a little bit, Chad, of her looping forehands now and her looping serve. She's using that to push Georgia Johnson back behind the baseline, keep her back, not allow her to come up because that ball's deep and it's kicking on her.
Fudge looking for her 7th gold medal over the last 2 seasons. She will serve to start this game 3.
Well, I would say that's a pretty good return to start out right there.
Grip and rip.
Short, sharp angle. Pulls Fudge out wide, opens the court up. Nice 1-2. Oh, that's too good.
Oh, what a shot from Fudge.
Doubles up on the forehand side. Georgia Johnson closes this off, thinking she's going to go back to the backhand.
Fudge pushes it just a little wide.
And it's a good approach there from Johnson. Adds a little bit of dip to that backhand.
2-1.
Gets that ball low to the backhand side of Fudge.
Point.
Just wide.
Playing that off the short
That's
hop coming in.
Difficult pickup right there.
And she made it look easy.
She controlled it perfectly, hit it exactly where she wanted.
I don't see a ton of half volleys in pickleball. Big forehand sweep winner from Johnson. It's a 3-point lead.
We see Fudge looking back at the court there. It's like the ball took somewhat of an awkward bounce right there on the backhand side.
So that short ball off the tape almost forces Megan Fudge to have to come in because you can't retreat because you're already up there.
2-4.
Forces Johnson to try and go with the winner and goes wide.
Fudge still within 2 here in game number 3. Make it back within 1 as Johnson can't make the return.
Is trying to run through that return there.
3-4.
Doesn't get a good swing on the backhand side. Ends up cutting it short.
Another backhand error, and we're tied at 4.
She's just getting too loose right now, right? And Chad's over here mimicking the wrist action.
Right,
she's just getting really loose right now. And almost again. Well, not almost. She did.
And it gives Fudge her first lead of game number 3 at 5-4.
We are going to see a steady stream of balls coming from Megan Fudge to the backhand side of Georgia Johnson.
6-4.
That's 5 unforced errors in a row.
Ooh, just keeps it in.
That's a response.
Took a little bit of pace off of that overhead because once it got behind us, so easy to miss that ball deep.
5-6.
5-6.
Ball was deep. You know, we're seeing a little too much wrist snap from Johnson right now. She's not getting the extension on that backhand side.
Talk about wanting to be loose, but you don't want to be too loose right here. Still got to play within your game.
Another backhand error
Change ends.
at the end change. Fudge is up by 3, 8-5. And Fudge looking to take control of this winner-take-all Game 3 here in the women's singles gold medal match. And a reminder to check out pickleballsuperstore.com via the QR code on the screen to get your instant discount. Women's singles starting us off here on Championship Sunday at the APP Sacramento Open. Men's singles to follow, ending with mixed doubles. This one has been a treat to watch, fellas. Fudge taking control here in game number 3, but Johnson, we've seen that backhand break down. How does she reestablish that backhand and get herself back into game 3?
Well, Chad's talking about it getting too loose, right? She's getting very loose with that wrist, and what it's causing is causing unforced errors. She needs to be a little stiffer with that, a little more controlled, and then pick her spots when she's coming in. And two, I'd like to see her maybe go a little shorter, right? Not with her swing, but with her balls, and making them in the transition area, forcing Fudge to come up, because she's had some success when Fudge came to the net of passing her or causing some errors.
Fudge still on serve, leading 8-5. Johnson won the first 15-12. Fudge took the second 16-14. The end change, Johnson runs Fudge across the court.
It's a good adjustment out of the end change there from Johnson. She's extending through the ball a little bit more, getting some depth. She went deep to the backhand side of Fudge, took a forehand deep to the other corner, and then followed behind it, took control of that kitchen line again. I think she just needs to settle down and not try to rush these strokes right now.
Overhead put away, back within 1. And it really felt until that missed return at 14-12 that Johnson had been in total control of this match ever since it was 4-0 in game number 1.
7-8.
Trying to battle her way back here in game 3. Johnson again finding space deep in the corner to tie it up at 8.
Again, it's tough right there as Fudge tries to go to that forehand side. Instead of trying to pull that possibly cross court, she goes to the forehand side, but she's already on that same exact sideline. She's exposed cross court. Tough to run that down.
8-8.
3 straight points for Georgia Johnson out of the end change.
That one timing off just a little bit, but she has made that adjustment of extending more through the backhand. That one just got a little close to the body.
Side out.
Fudge makes the forehand error, side out, 9-all.
She mouths to her bench wide open, and I don't disagree with her. If she can get that up and over and keep it low, that shot is open cross court.
Nice deep return there from Fudge.
10.
Johnson trying to get around it, hit the inside out forehand.
10-9.
Fudge the first to 10, 10-9. Hits the line.
9. Side out, point 10.
Missed third, gives it back over to Johnson. Not going away here in this third game.
Inside out scoring, that doesn't hurt. And rally scoring, that really hurts right there because you got some momentum and now you get her back within one.
Johnson choosing the right spot to approach there again. And it's that deeper volley, pushing Fudge back out wide and deep on the court. Really opens it up for her.
11-11.
Fourth tie of the third game, 11 all.
Oh, I thought she was going to take it down the line.
We got a perfect view of it, Chad, and we're both like kind of looking, going, oh, she just kind of rolls that down that line. Not rip it, but rolls it down that line. She had an opening.
Johnson takes her first lead since 4-3 as Megan Fudge takes a timeout, finding herself trailing by 1.
Well, one thing that you can say for both of these ladies is that they make their adjustments quickly. Johnson's certainly stepped up, put more pressure on. This is the ball down the line there.
That one. That was the second one. She actually had it twice. We didn't even realize it, yeah. We realized it was the last one, but she actually had it twice right there. And instead of trying to, you don't want to punish it down the line, she could just hook that back in where it almost starts outside and hooks back into that corner. Those of you guys at home watching right now, that's a shot to work on. Hook that back in over the net post right there.
Easier said than done, though. Easier said than done.
Johnson had a match point at 14-12, could not convert. Fudge ran off 3 straight to force this winner-take-all game through. Georgia Johnson already taking home a gold medal in the women's doubles alongside Jill Braverman yesterday. She will play for a gold medal alongside brother JW later this afternoon in the mixed doubles. Already with 3 medals to her name in the early 2024 season, trying to add to that total with a potential triple crown.
I like that backhand and that approach. Extends, keeps it low.
And now Johnson 2 points away.
13-11.
Easy. 2.
And Fudge had that cross-court roll, but Johnson didn't bite on that backhand side as much as she did earlier in the match.
Couldn't make the backhand cut.
I think we've been here before.
Yes, we have. Georgia got a little fancy there and tried to cut that and spin around before finishing that volley.
Misdirection from Fudge. Easy overhead put away. It brings up championship point. Fudge can't make the forehand cut. Gives the serve back over to Johnson.
Which as she did earlier in the match.
Deja vu.
Well, Fudge did the same.
15-12, 16-14, 15-13 to capture the women's singles gold medal.
That's a good get right there at the end from Georgia Johnson. Fudge hit a good ball, but she goes and uses the whole paddle, drops.
Fudge can't make the forehand cut, gives the serve back over to Johnson. It will be championship point, 14-13. Fudge 15-12, 16-14, 15-13 to capture the women's. We'll hear.
15 years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation parade. Make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
My name is Chef Jamoke Jackson. I'm here with Vlasic Pickles, and I'm putting the pickle back in pickleball. In pickleball, a chop is a slice from high to low to put a backspin on the pickleball. I'm chopping up Vlasic Pickles to make this sweet and savory chopped pickle salad. Feta cheese, Kalamata olives, olive oil, red wine vinegar, lemon juice, sugar, black pepper, toss to mix. Sweet, heat, and full of flavor.
The APP is sponsored by AARP, helping your health and happiness live as long as you do. Power Plate, official warm-up and recovery partner of the APP Tour. And Tervis, the original insulated tumbler.
Match point here for Georgia Johnson, taking home the gold over Megan Fudge, Chad.
Well, it was the adjustment of the Johnson backhand. We saw her add a little bit of angle there, pull Fudge out wide, and then the court coverage and the finishing volley really put it forward for Johnson and the big-time adjustment. We're going to throw it down to Dorian Kraft with our Franklin post-match interview.
I'm here with our women's singles gold medalist, Georgia Johnson. Everyone give it up one more time for Georgia. Georgia, congratulations. We saw you make the adjustment, really starting to go deep in those corners. What was the strategy, especially there in Game 3 against Megan?
Yeah, I was just trying to make her move as much as possible. She's got great passing shots, so I knew if I wanted to come in, I had to hit a good approach shot, and then I started to overhit a little bit, so I had to remind myself that if I make the ball, it helps.
You had a championship point in Game 2 at 14-12. You missed it. Megan ran off 3 straight. You had a similar situation in Game 3. How did you mentally reset to make sure that didn't happen again and take the championship?
I was just trying to remind myself that, you know, I had the lead and you know, just hit my shots and not worry about the score.
You make it sound so simple. This is your second gold medal of the tournament. You're going to be on this court for one more, Georgia. Congratulations. Ken Herman, the founder of the APP, to give you your gold medal. Everyone, once again, your women's singles gold medalist, Georgia Johnson.
Well, Georgia Johnson played clean. It was a battle, though, Chad. It was give and take both ways. It looked like Megan Fudge had some momentum, but Georgia comes out on top.
Yeah, good adjustments from Fudge to fight her way back into that, take Game 2, and then was really punishing that backhand side of Johnson. That's where the errors were coming from, but she makes the adjustment, goes back, really creates some opportunities, and takes that gold.
Well, congratulations, Georgia Johnson. She is your women's pro singles champion here at the APP Sacramento Open. We'll take a quick break. Men's pro singles gold medal match next here at the APP Sacramento Open.
18 years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped. Suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
My name is Chef Jamoke Jackson. I'm here with Vlasic Pickles, and I'm putting the pickle back in pickleball. In pickleball, a chop is a slice from high to low to put a backspin on the pickleball. I'm chopping up Vlasic Pickles to make this sweet and savory chopped pickle salad. Feta cheese, Kalamata olives, olive oil, red wine vinegar, lemon juice, sugar, black pepper, toss to mix. Sweet, heat, and full of flavor.
The APP is sponsored by AARP, helping your health and happiness live as long as you do. Power Plate, official warm-up and recovery partner of the APP Tour. And Tervis, the original insulated tumbler. While we have a break in the action here at the 2024 APP Sacramento Open, let's look back on the week that was in our first event of the season in Punta Gorda in our Vlasic Pickles Instant Classic. Mango signing.
Hello, everybody. Boy, what a great final that was, huh?
Yep.
APP Tour, we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
It's already been a fantastic first two tournaments of the season, and there are still many more coming up on the APP Tour this year. The first major of the season coming up later in March, the Chase APP Miami Pickleball Open. It starts March 19th through the 24th. Delray Beach, Cincinnati, the New York City Open at the end of May, and then the Southern California Open in Newport Beach over 4th of July weekend. Just a handful of what is sure to be a great APP 2024 slate. We have a great one on deck. Our men's singles gold medal match is coming up next. Will Howells going up against Jack Foster. Don't go anywhere. Plenty more action still ahead here at the APP Sacramento Open.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the third health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
I'm Ariel Pastori-Sebring here with Vlasic Pickles, and we're putting the pickle in pickleball. In pickleball, the term pickled is when you don't score any points in a game. This grilled Vlasic pickle recipe will score you all the points. Slice them in half long ways. Skewer your pickles, put those babies on the grill. Now we're gonna make our ranch. Roll in crushed potato chips. Winner's grilled pickles.
Now, since I've been using Leo Rubber, I've had way less problem on my AT band and hips. It has been really a game changer for me, so I highly recommend it to everyone.
That's what makes it so different. The whole idea about balanced compression, it improves your blood flow, reduces your fatigue. At the end of the day, you feel so much better.
I feel comfortable, I feel supported, I feel that I can train harder, train longer, recover faster, and feel supported while I'm playing. And that's so crucial for me, especially in singles when I'm trying to play against the youngest. I'm not the youngest out there, but I try and play against the youngest.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's best eggs. They're just so delicious. With better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
The Pro XR Pickleball Paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
Welcome back to Championship Court as we get set for our men's singles gold medal match between the 2-seed Jack Foster and Will Howells, not seeded in the main draw. Howells making it to his first singles medal match. He's never medaled in singles before. Foster took home a silver last year in Philadelphia. Foster, the 2-seed. Both of these men nearly lost their first matches of the tournament. Howells pushed to 3 games against Kyle Lewis. Jack Foster against Kwando. That one was 16-14, 7-15, 15-13 in the round of 16. So both tested, but both making their way through. Chad, what about Jack Foster's game has allowed him to get to Championship Sunday?
Well, he's been putting a lot of work in on the court and off the court, but specifically on the court. Made an adjustment with the forehand grip, adding a little bit more shape to it. He's always had the power, but if he's going to be successful here, he really has to get the ball down below the net against Will Howells. He has to get into the cat and mouse, use his speed and court coverage.
And on the other side of the net, it's Will Howells, the Notre Dame tennis star. Coming into pickleball, he puts a lot of pressure on you as a real heavy forehand and two-handed backhand. He's going to play with a lot of pace, a lot of up-tempo. The key here is going to be, can Jack Foster slow him down, bring him to the kitchen line, and play the cat and mouse game that Jack Foster knows how to do. Will's going to try and pass Jack. He's going to try and play with that power game. So it's going to be, again, just like singles in the women's side, who can execute better here on championship court.
We saw Howes in the semifinal against Chris Hayworth. And Chris Hayworth has probably one of the best passing shots in the game. Hayworth was not able to pass it. Howes just took that ball out of the air. Excellent volley. Opposite direction, and Hayworth just had no response for it.
Right, and Jack's not going to be able to pass him like that unless he moves him.
From the north end, Will Howes.
Howes to serve first. That's Jack Foster on your screen now at the top in the purple shorts and black top. Howes at the bottom of the screen, the bright pink neon shoes. He is easy to spot as he will start us off here in this men's singles gold medal match.
Side out, point one.
Howes just rushed that two-hander there. Tried to get it past Foster before he was able to get up to the kitchen line.
1-0.
Oh,
that's excellent shape.
Wow, did he dip that ball over the net right there beautifully. Jack Foster looking good early.
2-0 for Foster. Service error.
That's
side
on
out.
you. That's all on you.
Not taking that. Not my responsibility.
Both of these players have really big serves, but along with the serves, you do have the potential for service errors as Howe misses the forehand into the top of the net.
Well, that's the risk-reward of the big serve right there. Trying to hit that big serve, push your opponent back behind the baseline, make it more difficult for them to get up to the kitchen line because that men's singles game is played so much with return and run up.
Foster just misses.
Well, that's the difference here. We just watched the women's doubles, and they went ground stroke for ground stroke a lot of that match. That's going to be the difference here in men's. The men don't waste any time getting to the kitchen line trying to use their size.
Big serve from Howes. Tied at 3.
And that's exactly what Will Howes is going to do. He's going to try and pressure you, go for that big serve. We saw an ace out of him in doubles yesterday.
I saw a couple of aces in that doubles match, uncharacteristic.
Just overruns that one. Good backhand volley there from Foster. Didn't have a whole lot of pace on it, but it had depth. Howes was trying to rush up.
Howes looks a little out of sync to start this match based on what we've seen from him throughout this tournament as that sails long. How does being here before in that Jack Foster's played a championship Sunday factor into being more comfortable?
Well, we saw it yesterday in men's doubles with Howes. He definitely was tied up, and you know, it's just an atmosphere thing, right? You have to, I think, doesn't really matter the match. You have some butterflies coming into it, but obviously more so pressure in your first championship Sunday in singles.
Oh, great hands from Foster for the winner.
Well, just when it looked like Howell's going to be in control at that point because he got a short return out of Jack Foster, Foster bails himself out with some good hands at the kitchen line.
Wow. Oh, unleashes the inside-out forehand winner from Foster.
And that's a part of the game that Foster has worked on there, the inside-out forehand roll. Perfect execution.
This week's Partake Community Hero is Jackie Bryla. Jackie brings service animals to hospital and care homes and even created a pickleball-themed photo album featuring her service dog, Mango. In collaboration with APP, Partake Non-Alcoholic Brewing aspires to seek out, celebrate, and share the stories of individuals who, driven by their passion for pickleball, are advancing the sport's frontiers for themselves and the community. Thank you to Jackie and Partake for making a difference. And thank you to Mango, who is on site here for Championship Sunday. There's Jackie and Mango.
He was excited. He's excited to be here.
Hey.
Everyone's excited to see Mango.
I'm a big fan of the pups. I've got five of my own.
Got a half dozen at home.
Thank you to Mango. Thank you to Jackie. As we are set to get back to action here in the men's singles gold medal match. Time back in. Jack Foster leading 7-4.
Boy, it was
Side
there.
out. Point 5.
It was. He had it. He had Howells leaning down that line to the backhand side. But again, what Howells does, because he covers so much ground right there, he forces you to try and be perfect with that.
5-7.
Nice backhand flick from Howells.
Yeah, and good misdirection there from Howells as well. Doubles up on the forehand side there of Foster. Doesn't quite get that one below the net. Nice reach in. Good finish on the backhand from Howells.
6-7.
Ooh. Oh, the court coverage from Howells was ridiculous.
That point should have been over
3 times.
30 seconds ago, but these guys, what gets? Howells got a couple that I didn't even think he had a chance to get. Foster controlling that kitchen line. That was probably the easiest one right there.
And that's why it was easier. He popped up on it, not thinking he had to do as much.
Howells keeping himself in the point with his defense. Knotted it up at 7. Uncorks the backhand as he takes his first lead of the match.
Well, it's because he put so much shape on that ball. As soon as it gets over the tape right there, it's dipping on Foster. So the hard part about that is Foster has to hit up on it, but now you're trying to gauge how hard do I hit on it, because you don't want to float it.
Big serve.
Point 9. Timeout.
Quick timeout here from Foster.
1 minute.
He called that timeout as the ball was in the air.
Yeah.
It's a 5-point run for Will Howells as he has taken a 9-7 lead over the 2-seed Jack Foster here in game number 1 of this men's singles gold medal match. Let's learn a little bit more about Will Howells, the former Notre Dame tennis star, the 24-year-old out of Florida. That's where he makes his home. Won a men's doubles at APP Punta Gorda alongside CJ Klinger. Played in the men's doubles here yesterday, picked up a silver medal. So Howells really making himself a staple early on this year in these gold medal matches. It really started to come into his own here on the APP Tour as of late.
He was close to medaling in mixed doubles in Punta Gorda as well. He played really well in mixed doubles as well with Bobby Oshiro.
Yeah.
So they were real close. I watched the match to try and get them into a medal match. They lost a heartbreaker, but again, Will Howells coming into his own in all 3 aspects, mixed, men's, and singles.
9-7.
We've talked at length throughout the tournament as we are back to play about the rising level of play across the sport. Howells can't make the roll.
Yeah, just tried to rush that one a little bit. But going back to what you were talking about, Don, with the shape of Howells, and when you're trying to volley on that ball that's dipping below the net, if you try to go flat back down the line, you're going to go into the net. So you almost have to create an angle because you're having to hit up on it. That gives you more space, the ball to travel, and it's not going to sit up as long.
2 consecutive errors from Howells makes it 9-all. Foster on serve. Smart decision there from Howells for the go cross-court backhand flick.
And again, if he's going to be successful, he's got to force Foster to hit his backhand. Jack is so good at getting to his forehand, running around it, and even recovering to it as well. A lot of times players will be out of position. Jack is not.
Oh, he popped up.
Point 10.
Tried to really come up underneath that ball and create the shape, but came out of the legs too soon, ended up hitting the top of the ball.
Tied at 10 here in game 1 of this men's singles gold medal match. Deep in the corner pocket for Howells.
That's the one you have to get below the net. Howells is so good at covering the kitchen line and a firm volley. Anything up there, he's going to put you on the run.
That return, though, from Howells was nasty. He gets around the two-hander, rips it cross-court to the line. Like you said, Chad, he got to the kitchen line, closed that off.
No trace of nerves from Howell, looking loose. And winner for Howells. He's up by 2.
That was a full swing, and it landed mid-court down the line.
That is dirty.
I mean, the revolutions on that ball right there, that's a 12-6 breaking ball.
Howells having his way with Jack Foster.
That ball right there is easy to overhit.
Yes.
He's coming in on a ball. It's going to pop up waist high,
13-10,
mid-court.
1 minute.
You could really want to punish this. Will Howells, so impressed with what he just did with this last ball here. Watch him approach this. And it was just easy at about 70%. He creates the dipping action, finds the spot. Great job by Will Howells.
That's what they call easy power, as Jack Foster has seen Howells run off 3 straight points. He takes a timeout, trailing 13-10 here in game number 1. How does Foster counteract that backhand of Will Howells?
Well, right now it's on the return. He's not getting that ball down enough. He'll get a little bit more depth as far as court positioning on the big Howells return and try to junk it up a little bit. You want something that's either going to be flatter and slide through the court or slice and slide through the court that's at knee height. Now, Howells has to get underneath that ball more. He's going to add more height to it, and you're not going to get that aggressive dipping ball out of him. If he's making contact anywhere on that ball between, waist height, mid-thigh, that's where he's really strong.
Correction, 1 timeout.
Howells 2 points away from taking game 1 over Jack Foster. Howells already guaranteed his first ever singles medal, but he wants it to be gold.
I think we're going to see a challenge on that one. Might as well.
We have video challenge.
We are going to see a challenge. The call on the court was out. Howells clearly thought it was in, had a verbal yeah.
I mean, it looked out off the paddle, but again, he has so much spin, so much top spin on those ground strokes. It's almost like it just drops off the table right at the baseline.
Well, like you said, off the paddle it looked out. And then all of a sudden, as it's traveling, we're like, oh, that's dipping. And it looked a lot closer.
It's a different style of game because Nunnery primarily plays doubles, but another player that has a lot of topspin is Rob Nunnery. And I'm asking, as you both are looking at me,
where are you dropping Nunnery in here?
I'm asking for a comparison because that's the other player that has that heavy topspin that we see that drops it into the court. Yeah. Who has the heavier topspin? Does this remind you a little bit?
Will Howells, 100%. The strokes are a little bit different.
Ooh.
We're going to zoom in here. Looks like it might have just caught the back of the line.
It might have looked like it catches the back of the line. It might have. It is tight. It's very tight.
Yeah, so going back to your question there, Dorian, as far as Nunnery and Howells, 2 different strokes as far as Nunnery drops the paddle head, straight down. Fingers are down to the ground, and then he kind of screwdriver, twists the paddle for it. And that one does look like it catches the line. Whereas Howells is really getting underneath that ball and then cranking up the back of it, creating that bottom of the ball, top of the ball, heavy top spin.
I mean, you want to talk about a momentum shift here. If this call
gets overturned, it'll be 14-10. Howells on serve with game point.
Yeah.
So worth a challenge regardless in this situation.
Yep. Again.
Also, don't the two of you look at me like I don't know what I'm talking about?
You just pulled Nunnery out of nowhere. I mean, we miss him. He's recovering from a knee injury.
Is. We can't wait to get Rob Nunnery back on tour. But in terms of the topspin and the style of play,
yes,
yeah,
and the way Nunnery hits his topspin as well is he has a locked wrist. He has a stiffer wrist. It's a very unconventional stroke compared to a lot of the tennis players that we come in and we see, and it's very wristy. As we have the call on the court, ball was in.
The ball is called in. Howells trying to get the crowd involved here on championship court as he is now up by 4 with game point on his paddle.
It was close. That was as close as it's going to get.
10. Correct. 14. I got it there. 14.
So the first game point goes the way of Will Howes here in this men's singles gold medal match.
Time in. 14-10.
Oh, no.
Service error.
The challenge worked against him there as far as freezing himself.
And Jack,
but he did get the point.
Jack looking at him go, don't lie.
11-14.
Nice get. He's there.
Are you kidding?
Not there on that one, no.
Foster just toying with Howes throughout that point.
I mean, I'm breathing heavy after that first ball that he ran for, let alone the other four.
Now the issue is on the serve from Howes, he gave up a point.
12,
now he gives up
14.
that point. That's 2 quick points.
Foster misses the forehand.
14.
Howes will have another chance to take game 1.
And that's the difficulty there, playing against somebody that moves so well. Foster tries to rush that forehand and get it off before Howes can get to the kitchen line.
14-12.
Howes just leaving that up for the easy put away for Foster.
The reach from Jack Foster right there to create the angle to get that ball away from Will Howes.
13-14.
Oh,
Missed it.
it was there. Big serve, put him in a good position.
And because of the freeze, it is still 13-14, 14-13 in favor of Howes, and it will be game point number 3.
14-13.
Can't make the backhand side out, 14-all.
So the adjustment there for Foster, he's keeping his returns a little bit lower. Howes isn't able to create as much shape on that two-hand backhand, and then Foster doubles up.
Foster missed it. Same exact shot, same spot.
Yeah, it's there. Just needs to take a little bit of pace off it. Go for a foot inside the sideline instead of right on it.
Gives a point back to Howes on serve for another chance at game point.
14. Side out, correction, point 16.
The return is long. Howes able to finally shut the door on game number 1. He takes it over Foster, 16-14. Game number 2 coming up next here on Championship Court. It's the APP Sacramento Open on ESPN.
Years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped, suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
The APP is sponsored by SI Tickets, official ticketing partner of the APP Tour. Eggland's Best, better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. And Aura Organic, plant-based nutrition. Let's take another look at Will Howells doing work defensively.
Yeah,
all over the court.
The court coverage there. Foster had control, but Howells with the pace couldn't catch up to that last one. I mean, in reality, the point could have been done 3 times over.
Yeah. We had a point like that earlier in the match, too. Again, these guys so athletic, so quick. They run down stuff. And the hardest part about running this down is not only getting there, but then once you finally get there, calming yourself down.
Stopping, hitting, recovering, chasing him back down on the next one.
Yeah.
Right now, Will Howells 1 game away from taking his first ever gold medal in men's singles. Jack Foster to serve to start game 2.
0-0. Point.
Howells getting a little big.
Well, he got away with one right there. Howells was anticipating something a little bit lower. The time it took him to get up to that elevated ball, just catching it a little late.
Oh, such good placement from Foster there.
Well, and that's the cat and mouse Jack wants to get into. So if Foster can get to that kitchen line and play that cat and mouse, that's an advantage to him.
Huge
Big
serve. Wow.
There's catch in the middle line right there.
Line. We've seen a couple of aces this tournament. Is that the next evolution of men's pickleball?
Well, that wasn't an ace right there. Well, it was just a big serve.
Still. But we have seen a couple of aces.
Yes.
One from Howells.
Oh, rushed it, body jumped. But yeah, I mean that's along with the power that's coming into the game from transition from tennis, but the paddles are allowing for it as well. We're already seeing it. We already know some of the new paddles on the market. The players that are playing with them, they didn't have that power without the paddle.
Right, exactly. We're seeing a lot of that now, and it's interesting to say the least.
And the game is changing so rapidly. It's still so new, even though some of these players have been playing for so long. Changing the landscape of the sport each and every week. Sails long as Howells has tied it up at 3.
Jack had about 4 different options right there, but chooses to go flat down the line.
Stop play.
Just overhits it.
Questionable whether contact was made above the waist. I'll recall the score, replay.
All right, we're going to get a reserve here. Howells is kind of borderline with his serve. Referee Brett Hutless calling questionable contact whether the ball was above his waist. Therefore, the paddle head above the ball as well.
4-3.
4-3 for Foster.
Point.
Howells not usually making errors off of that backhand side.
No, we've seen a couple of miss hits off of those elevated balls. Thought that ball was up quite easily there, but it got behind it.
Side out. Point. 4.
Now an unforced error from Foster.
Foster just slowed his swing down there too much. You see the deceleration. You have to trust the spin and the extension on that one to get the dip below, not the deceleration of the paddle or the swing.
That's such a fine line. Oh, the touch from Foster showing a little finesse.
Well, he got a little help from the net.
That too.
And then the little fist pump there at the end as he turned around.
Take it how you can get it.
Side out.
No, that ball was in. He gave him the thumbs up. Gave him the thumbs up.
It was a thumbs up, not an out call. That's a nice ball right there from Jack Foster. And again,
beautiful, right in the corner, down the line.
The way he can run this down, too, because he went inside out forehand. He ended up outside the court on the left side and then runs this down with body control and hooks that back inside the sideline.
Mr. Howell is challenging his own line call.
So
Howells is challenging that he made the correct call, initially called it in.
At this point right now, too, it's he's still had 3 challenges remaining after the successful challenge in game 1. So, free timeout.
Again, why not? He's going to take a timeout regardless, I think, because of the run from Foster, so it might as well be a challenge.
And looks like it's on the inside part of the line.
Well, and this should be quick.
Move on to the next pro doubles gold medal match featuring the brother-sister duo Georgia.
If the call does indeed stand as in, it will be 7-4 in favor of Jack Foster here in game number 2. It's a quick review.
The video review, ball was in.
And the ball was in. So Foster on serve, leading by 3. Foster dropped game 1 to Will Howes, 16-14.
4. I will call the score. Time in. 7-4.
So that's better right there from
inside
Foster.
Out.
He had tried that in game 1, pushed it a little too far. This one takes pace off it, but stays at the same tempo all the way through. Gets that ball a foot inside the sideline instead of being so fine.
Well,
Foster all over the line there.
That right there, Jack Foster closing ground 2 and then getting the paddle up and in a good position, not taking a big backswing, and then just punching that right back down the line.
5-point lead for Foster, his largest of the match. What a battle, and Howes wins it.
So almost thought Howes made a bad decision going back cross court to the Foster forehand. He needs to pin him back here on the backhand side. When Foster gets to his forehand, he's trouble.
Yes, sir. Timeout, receiver, 5-9.
Foster's going to take a timeout. You like the timeout here?
I do. He just ran from sideline to sideline for 6 shots.
Yeah, but he's young. He's fine.
Yeah. I'm tired watching.
Well, Foster is also part of that next up-and-coming generation of players. He was in the inaugural collegiate championships in Indianapolis at the beginning of the year with his team from Florida. Is really working to push the boundaries and promote the sport at the grassroots level.
Yeah, really guided his team at the University of Florida to the finals there, where they lost to Utah Tech. In a good final, we were on that call. All 3 of us were there. Great event. The collegiate championships, looking forward to more of those and seeing the sport grow on the collegiate level as well.
Super simple.
Utah Tech, an absolute powerhouse of collegiate pickleball.
15 seconds, receiver.
Well, their club is like 400.
Yeah, they have like 400 or 500 people in their club. Incredible.
A great turnout in Indianapolis the first week of January for the collegiate championships.
We were inside. In Indianapolis.
It was 14 degrees outside.
I said nothing about the weather. I said it was a great turnout for people.
Side out.
Much better weather here in Sacramento.
Much better.
Out of the timeout, Foster earns the side out.
10-5.
And again.
Oh, inside out. That's so dirty.
Yeah, that just, again, the tempo is through the shot there for Foster. Doesn't change it. Just goes inside out, pushes it to that sideline.
But again, it's the big serve that creates the shorter return.
11-5.
Gives so many options.
Point.
Another big serve. It's a 7-point advantage for the 2 seed. Right now, Will Howes, no answers for Foster.
Point.
2 missed returns right there from the big serve of Foster. And a good timeout here from Howes. Needs to regroup.
And Foster already does go big on his serve, but it almost seems like he's upped it a little bit here, knowing he's got to put that pressure on Will Howes, and he has. He's caused some easy mistakes on return to serve.
I mean, it's weighing up the risk over reward right here. Foster has done a good job of adding a little bit more pace to the serve, getting the shorter returns from Howes, and then making the adjustment on that inside-out forehand roll, getting the ball to drop in. Certainly not giving Howes as many options as far as generating the power, the pace, the shape that we saw from Howes in game 1.
As a player, what's the best way to counter a big serve?
Get more depth in the court, but Howes pretty much has his heels up against the LED boards back there. The other thing is to shorten up the swing and look for more of a chip return rather than a topspin return.
Use Foster's pace.
Yes.
He's already hitting it hard. You just need to hit it clean.
Good adjustment there from Howells.
Well, that one, Foster wasn't able to get below the net, and that's where Howells is so strong. Takes it out of the air on the backhand side, creates the angle back cross court, puts Foster on the run.
13.
Howells back on service and work to do. Quick hands from Howells at the kitchen line, back-to-back points.
Well, Howells put the pressure on right there, right back at Foster, and moved in as they get into a hands battle close to that kitchen line. He's got to string a few together here.
Oh, shape it down the line.
Forehand winner on the line. What a shot from Howells.
I'm pretty sure if we see a down the line shot, yeah, we're going to have
boom.
Good foot of movement, catching the outside of the line right there.
Right into your living room, folks. Beautifully done by Will Howells. The shape, the pace.
This is the backhand.
14.
Well, you saw right there, Howells trying to move the body into it, but it changes the contact point. Paddle starts underneath,
14,
body comes
8.
up a little bit. Now we hit the top of the ball, it's flat.
Game point for Foster. Went for the big serve and missed it.
9-14.
9-14.
Ball, push off.
So not only does Foster get called for the foot fault, but he also hits that ball wide.
Will Howells hanging around here in game number 2. He trailed by as many as 8 points.
Side out.
Can't make the backhand cross court, and now Foster will get another attempt at taking game 2.
Well, the backhand has certainly been a bit of an adjustment for Howells here in game 2.
Sails long, and Foster takes game number 2 over Will Howells, 15-10. We will head to a winner-take-all game 3 in the men's singles gold medal match here at the APP Sacramento Open.
Typical insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the 3rd health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
The APP is sponsored by Yola, for the champion in you. Humana, official healthcare partner of the APP Tour. And Fat Tire, crisp, bright, easy drinking. Let's take a look at the good idea game point from game number 2 as Foster capitalizing to force a winner-take-all game 3.
Just playing so well is Jack Foster right now. Again, he's upped the pressure, he's upped the serve, and he's taking it to another level from game 1 to game 2. Look for him to continue to put pressure here on Will Howells.
Game 3, 15.
Will has to make Jack hit a backhand.
Game 3, time in.
Well, he has to slow himself down as well. Howells rushing through his strokes right now. And that's a good start right there. Rolls the ball, gets it below the net. Good follow, and just a quality volley. Both these guys do so well up at the kitchen line that, to create opportunities, it has to be that shorter ball or something below the net.
Howells, lightning fast forehand winner.
Well, 4 of the 5 balls that Will Howells has hit have been to the backhand side of Jack Foster. So he's forcing him to hit that backhand. A couple volleys right there and just getting a little high on Foster. That's nice punch volley from Jack Foster saying, all right, I'll make my adjustment. Now you better figure something else out.
Well, he changed the return location as well. Went to the backhand of Howells. Howells didn't have as much shape.
Side out.
Foster trying to run around that forehand again, puts it into the net, 3-1 in favor of Howells.
The hard part about running around that one was Howells put a lot of pace on that one, so it got on Foster a lot quicker. When Foster went to hit it, it was almost hitting his body.
Backhand pass winner from Howells.
We saw in game 2 where Howells was rushing through that backhand. Too much body movement. This one plants himself nicely, holds it, disguises it like he's going to go to the forehand side of Foster and comes back cross-body.
Side out.
Oh, that was well wide.
2.
Kind of stood up through it instead of staying down. Free point for Foster. He'll take it.
Couple of service errors off of the paddle of Will Howells in this match. Oh!
Foster's like, I'll disguise one as well. I've been running around hitting the inside out. This time I'll go inside in. Just takes this one straight down the line.
Thing of beauty from Jack Foster. Tried it again,
but rushed it.
5.
Tried to double up, and he knew it as soon as it was off his paddle.
Howells able to maintain a 2-point advantage over Foster here in game 3. Howells took the first 16-14 before Foster equalized with 15-10 in game 2. Winner from Howells, backhand roll after ridiculous court coverage. What else could you want?
What is going on with these guys? I mean, that ball should have been put away about 4 or 5 times. This guy's just running stuff down so well. The movement there from Foster, everything he's getting back, forcing Howells to hit another ball.
Ridiculous movement on both sides of the net.
A good idea from Foster. But again, changing the return to the backhand side of Howells. Howells not getting as much shape on the backhand side as he is the forehand. So it gives Foster the opportunity for an easier volley to really take control of the kitchen line.
4-6.
Oh.
That one's tough.
Off the top of the net court, Howells not able to react in time as Foster back within 1.
5-6. Side out.
Didn't get enough height there. Went a little too flat down the line.
Foster has gone at that highest part of the net a couple of times here in game number 3.
7-5.
7-5 Howells. right into the hip. At the end change, it's Will Howells up 8-5.
Yeah, that forehand so good from Howells. He has dip and he has side movement as well. You can see the way he's coming up. It's underneath it and it's on the outside part of the ball. So he's giving it shape in two different ways. So hard to adjust to.
And again, all that tennis background right there makes it so much more natural. You get people who are like, wow, it's so annoying. Will Howells hasn't been playing the game that long, about a year right now.
He's got 20 years of tennis
right,
under his belt.
How are they so good? It's the years and years of tennis, playing at Notre Dame, playing at a very high level. They come into pickleball and they make that adjustment. It's little tweaks. And Chad, you and I see it all the time with new players coming in. It's us in players and getting with people and learning how to make those little tweaks. Not as big of a backswing, staying short, staying compact. Will Howells picks up on all that, picks up on it really quickly, and you're seeing it in his game and the advancement of his game week in and week out.
Coming into college at Notre Dame, Will Howells was the 17th ranked recruit in the country going to play for the Fighting Irish.
Hey, he wasn't bad at tennis.
Not bad at all. Slips on the far side of the court.
Looked like Georgia Johnson.
Exactly.
It was the same spot.
We've seen a few slips on the court, but again, these plays are moving so quickly. Push off is happening without. Only takes a little bit to lose some grip.
Tried to go extreme angle. Back-to-back points out of the end change for Foster.
You're talking about 4 degrees of difference of that being a perfect shot.
4 degrees of difficulty.
That's about a 98% shot difficulty.
Tried to do too much with it. Good coverage from Howells.
What is it about Howells that allows him to cover so much court? Is it just the foot speed?
Fast switch muscles.
Yeah, speed, legs.
He reads the ball extremely well as well.
Oh, that's just a beautiful backhand winner, textbook.
I mean, we couldn't have had a better view of that. That ball's coming right at us off the paddle of Will Howells. You'll see it right there. And doesn't overhit this. Gets on top of it. Finds some space. Speed and shape on that ball.
10-7.
Too much on the forehand, couldn't bring it down into the court.
But again, it's a lower ball. It's much more difficult to really add that shape from a ball below the knees. Yes, you want to come underneath it, but it's going to be a little bit flatter ball.
$8-10.
Nice deep return there from Howells.
It's deep and it's the pace on it again. Yeah. So he knows that Foster's going to try and run around this. So he knows he's just got to get it to that spot quickly. All right, so he's got to really rip that to that spot so that it jams him up. And that's twice we've seen Foster in game 3 jammed up on running around that.
Just wide.
Side out. Point 9.
Tried to duplicate the backhand passing shot from a couple of points ago. This time
9-11.
Doesn't go for the corner, goes a little bit shorter in the court. Again.
Too good from Howells at the kitchen line, but it was set up by, again, that deep return jamming up Foster.
Foster made it. He did get jammed up. He hits a good shot. The difference here was Foster gets to that next ball, and then instead of Howells just blocking that ball back, he hits it. And he doesn't allow Foster to get back. He hits that backhand volley.
Drops it in the back of the court. Will Howells closing in on a gold medal, up 13-9 over Jack Foster.
Timeout receiver.
Good timeout here from Foster.
13-9, 1
If
minute.
you're Jack Foster, how do you recollect yourself and stop the momentum that Howells has found?
Fix the timing, shorten up the backswing a little bit.
The Titans, they want it bad.
The pressure that has been coming to that left side of the court, that deep corner right there with Foster trying to run around it. Footwork needs to be a little bit better. Get the body all the way around that ball, shorten up the swing, then you can get the timing down. But you also have to slow the momentum of Will Howells by, again, getting that ball lower. If those balls continue to sit up, Howells is just going to tee off on it because it gives him that groove and that slot that he wants to be able to hit those heavy topspin balls. Once it's lower, and if Howells tries to come up as much, that ball's going to go out or it's going to flatten out.
2 timeouts.
Easy fix.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easy fix right now.
Howells 2 points away with a 4-point lead. How did he get that?
Oh, just wide. Only misses it by a couple of inches. But come on, Will Howells. Let a ball get past you one time.
They are past him. This is the issue. They are past him.
And he's still
2
getting
feet,
to it.
And he's still getting to it.
Yeah, this one here, it's past him right there. Flicks it back with the open face.
10-13.
And it's a perfect drop shot.
Foster misses the forehand, and it brings up championship point for Will Howells.
He rushed it. You know, Chad, you mentioned that before. He'd done it a couple times, but then he got clean with it. But he rushes that one, goes a little wide. Tried to put a little something extra on that ball.
14-10.
Oh, yes, he did.
For the first time, Will Howells is golden. He takes down Jack Foster in 3, 16-14, 10-15, and 15-10 as Will Howells captures his first gold medal in men's singles.
Yeah, good job from Will Howells. Good battle. It's unfortunate right there. I think Foster might have lost track of where he was on the court right there playing that last ball.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
You want to say anything about it?
I'll talk after the break. No, we got it.
We will hear from Will Howells when we return here on Championship Court at the APP Sacramento Open.
When I have pain from arthritis, I grab BioFreeze. Unlike Voltaren, BioFreeze provides fast-acting relief. I can apply it to more areas of my body, and it's NSAID-free. Cool the pain, so I can get back on the court.
Nothing brings us together like Eggland's best eggs. We love the taste, always so fresh and delicious, plus superior nutrition. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
From tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped, suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
And Will Howells is your gold medalist here at the APP Sacramento Open. Chad, how's he get it done?
Yeah, excellent job and an excellent adjustment from Howells between games 2 and 3. Slows himself down, executes the shots, adds more shape, and then just the coverage there. Picture perfect. Two-hand, backhand. Another one. And we're going to throw it down to Dorian Kraft, who's courtside with our Franklin post-match interview.
Everyone, let's give it up for Will Howells' first ever men's singles gold medal. What a tremendous match between him and Jack Foster. Everyone give him a hand. Will, you look so confident there out on the court. In game 2, Jack really upped his serving, was serving big. In game 3, what was your strategy to counteract that?
Yeah, just go out swinging on returns. Jack's a great player. He puts a lot of pressure with the serve and first ball. His forehand inside out and inside in, really, when he hits it well, it's so super tough. Great match of him.
At times we really saw you targeting the Foster backhand. What did you see there that you felt you could exploit?
Yeah, I mean, he just loves his forehand and passing off his forehand, so I was trying to get it to that side, but he does a great job running around it and kind of defending it, so it's tough.
We have to ask you, we were talking about your court coverage all match long. You were everywhere. What is it that allows you to get to those ridiculous balls? You cover court like no one else.
Everyone here is what allows me to get to those balls. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Well, Will, congratulations. It's been a great week for you. Everyone, give it up one more time for Will Howells, your APP Sacramento men's singles gold medalist.
Well, Will Howells playing it up to the crowd, Chad. He likes being on center court. I mean, he thrives on center court right now. Looked really good today, and congratulations to him.
Well, we talked about it before the match, too, that if Foster was not able to get the ball below the net, that Howells was really going to control that kitchen line. But it's the shape and the power that Howells puts on those ground strokes as well that really gave him the advantage today.
All right, well, another matchup here next on Championship Court at the APP Sacramento Open. Daria Walczak, Patrick Kauka taking on Georgia and J.W. Johnson. We'll be right back with that matchup here in Sacramento.
Less is more, unless it's less beer.
Cat tire. The Pro XR Pickleball Paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
I'm Vivian Chan here with Classic Pickles, and we're putting the pickle into pickleball. In pickleball, a slice is a chop shot used to create backspin on the ball. I'm going to show you how to make a fried chicken sandwich topped with Classic sandwich dill pickle chips that will put your taste buds into a spin. Now this is a really big dill.
18 years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped. Suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Ora Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
The APP is sponsored by Rainstorm, clean, plant-based energy. PowerPlate, official warm-up and recovery partner of the APP Tour. And PickleballSuperstore.com, official online retailer of the APP Tour.
From tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped. Suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Hey, I'm Chef Chad Rosenthal, and I'm here today with Vlasic Pickles to put the pickle in pickleball. In pickleball, a dill ball is a shot that is inbounds and is bounced only once. It's a live ball. This Vlasic Pickle Dip is a live ball of pickle flavor. Crunchy pickle perfection.
The APP is sponsored by Partake Brewing, non-alcoholic brews crafted for those who make it happen. Pro XR, innovation you can handle. And Tervis, the original insulated tumbler. Welcome back to Championship Court for our final gold medal match of Championship Sunday as we take a look at our Vlasic Pickles mixed doubles bracket in the duo of Dario Walczak and Patrick Kafka. They were electric moving through the top half of the bracket. They'll be facing the heavily favored Johnson siblings. But as we saw earlier this week, Dom, no seed is safe from the duo of Walczak and Kafka.
No, Walczak and Kafka have played really well all weekend. Coming through qualifiers, putting pressure on. There's going to be no mistaking what they want to do. They want to play fast. They want to play with pace. Here's the thing. You're playing against a very good J.W. Johnson and Georgia Johnson team that are going to try and slow them down, and I think they are going to be able to. So it's going to be what can Kafka and Walczak do to make that adjustment when they do get slowed down.
Yeah, if we take a look at some of the play from earlier in the week, Again, it's the power from Patrick Kafka. Daria is there to add power as well, but it was the presence of Kafka in the middle of the court that really kept the pressure on. And they faced match point against Braverman and Taddeo to get here to championship point.
Yeah, they were tested a little bit going into that, but again, came out on top. Again, their power is next to none.
On the other side of the net, it is the Johnson siblings, JW Johnson, Georgia Johnson. Georgia in line for a triple crown potentially after winning a gold medal in women's doubles and women's singles. Johnson's to serve first. They are in the white tops in black shorts at the bottom of the screen. At the top of the screen, Kafka and Walczak as Kafka puts it into the net to start. They are in the black tops and gray bottoms.
Well, the Johnsons aren't going to be fazed by the power. And they have power of their own. JW and Georgia both so good at reaching in and speeding that ball up.
Side out. Nice court coverage there from Kafka.
Yeah, well, Georgia's trying to speed that up right there. Unnecessary at that moment from the transition area, feeding right into their game.
0-1-1.
Just a little long.
JW is like, yeah, I'm just going to drop the right shoulder there. Not even going to try to put a paddle on it. The ball's out. But
0-1-2.
So Walczak and Kafka are going to find it difficult to come forward off that baseline and through the transition area if they can't get that ball down. Johnson's so good with their volleys.
ATP from Georgia.
Yeah, and like you said, Chad, it's going to be difficult for Walczak and Kafka if they're going to swing out of it. Their shoulders going to need to be iced because Georgia and JW are going to get everything back.
Point. Walczak getting too big at the kitchen line. 3 points to start the match here for the Johnson siblings. And in talking to Patrick Kafka prior to the match and asking what challenges the Johnsons presented, he goes, "You mean all of them?"
Second
serve. Little delayed there going to the backhand side there for JW.
3-0-2. Side out.
Able to earn the side out.
Yeah, good job there from Walczak getting the ball down below the knees.
Nice step over there from Kafka as he and Walczak get on the board.
Well, that's exactly what Kafka's going to do and he's going to want to do. He steps over, takes the first one, and then he continues to move over and close the ground as Walczak will slide in behind him.
Point.
Just wide off the paddle of Georgia Johnson. And what we saw some success was from Braverman. Braverman moved the ball in and out. So she would go 1 or 2 to Walczak, then she'd go behind Kafka. And what they would do would keep him honest and not as big in the middle. Look for Georgia Johnson to take notes on doing that.
Helps when Jill Braverman is your women's doubles gold medal partner, as that catches some love off of the tape. We're tied at 3.
Yeah, ball just a little too elevated, but yeah, like you were saying, Dom, if you want to keep an aggressive male player out of the middle of the court, you have to make him play on that backhand side.
Ooh,
Kafka says that's good.
He's like, that's a nice shot. It was going to hit him right in the face. He got his paddle up.
3-3-2.
Just missed the backhand roll side out. And Kafka and Walczak practiced just twice together prior to coming to Sacramento. This is a new pairing. They are in the qualifying draw in Miami as well.
Well, they'll gain some points after this one in Sacramento, that's for sure.
They should be sitting a little better for Del Rey moving forward.
Side out.
Service error from Georgia, side out.
She tried to cut it and take something off it and goes into the net.
3-3-1.
Elevated ball right at the feet of Walczak as she got stuck in the transition zone.
Georgia almost leaped to get on top of that and get that ball down, exaggerating.
Hands are just so good from the Johnson siblings.
Yeah, and the big part there was JW stepping over, taking that first volley, buying Georgia time to get up to the kitchen line.
You're really seeing both ends of the spectrum here with the Johnson siblings who have played together for so long and this new pairing of Kavka and Walczak who are still going through the feeling out process.
Side out.
That one didn't develop enough outside the post there for Georgia.
3-3-1.
Take another look at it. Tries to create just a little too sharp of an angle to get back into the court.
See, that's just not the spot for Georgia to go to
take that
right
behind
there.
him down the backhand.
Exactly, and all she's got to do is push that back down the line. She's trying to speed that up. Kavka's sitting dead red in the middle.
Kavka and Walczak with their first lead of the match at 4-3.
Second serve.
Not going to beat JW Johnson in a hands battle.
Even though that ball's elevated, Johnson's still thinking she's going to sneak that in the middle. Kavka's just still sitting there.
4-3-2.
She can't go to that spot.
Well, and that's where we saw success against Patrick Kavka, is going to that left hip because he's looking for that forehand so much. Just a little bit crossbody is difficult to adjust to. Oh, tried it, but moved the body too much.
So far, Kavka and Walczak hanging tough against the Johnson siblings, the 2 seed in the tournament. Pushes that return long.
That one's on you.
Well, you know, sometimes that happens. 4-all here in game number 1. And don't forget, the Johnsons were tested in that match against Richard Liverneese Jr. and Amanda Hendry. Had to fight off 9 match points as they retake the lead.
And that's the spot there that JW just hit. Slides it across the body on Kavka.
5-4-2.
So difficult to transition from the forehand to the backhand when there's pace behind it.
Side out.
Side out.
I know Walczak has some power, but if I'm going to float a ball, leave it up, it's got to be to her. Can't be to Kavka. Kavka's going to hurt you. Right there, they left themselves with a chance.
And there, on cue, steps in and takes the forehand.
Yeah, again, it's Kavka looking big in the middle, trying to take over there with that forehand. They've got to find that backside.
Well, and that's one thing we haven't seen Georgia do yet, is bounce a ball behind Kavka.
Second
hands battle goes the way of the Johnsons.
Find the backhand. Again, you got to get it out of his forehand.
5-5-2.
Too strong on the forehand, side out, tied at 5-all here in game number 1.
She knew what she wanted to do with it. Execution was just off a little bit. Rushed it. Gave it a little too much height.
Ooh! Kavka backhand winner.
He does hit the winner. He does finish this, but watch JW's shot. It went right to his paddle.
That one long. And talking about hitting the paddle, that's what Kavka said about the point that it was able to stave off match point against Tardio. He said, he hit it right on my paddle. I just got lucky there.
And that's the spot. Georgia makes that ball bounce on the backhand side of Kavka that ends up popping it up, and that allows JW to step in and apply that pressure.
The Johnsons starting to assert their will.
Yeah, and there's the communication right there. You see Georgia duck underneath the overhead right here of J.W. Johnson. Beautifully done. They take a lead.
Walczak and Kafka taking a timeout here in our final match on Championship Sunday here at the Sacramento Open. The next event on the APP Tour is the first major of the 2024 season. Join us in Miami for the Chase APP Miami Pickleball Open, March 19th to 24th. Check out the app.global for more information.
Yeah, we also have the Atlantic Cup going on during the Miami Open. Team USA versus Team Europe. I have the privilege of coaching Team USA, their first international team competition.
Atlantic Cup, it's our first major.
Lots of things to be excited
about. Lots of stuff going on in Miami. Why not? Why would you not have a lot of stuff going on in Miami, of all places,
at the convention center.
Right.
Indoors. No weather. Fantastic atmosphere.
It's going to be a great one. We will all be there. We hope to see you there as well. Wide open hold down the middle for JW.
They just didn't uncoil on the stack right there, did Kafka and Walczak. Got stuck. I've never seen Walczak on the left side.
Point.
Well, that's usually a strength there for Kafka. We saw that backhand flick a couple of times. This one just a little too wristy. Flicks that one down in the top of the net.
5 straight points for the Johnson siblings. He gets 6 on the long return.
Johnson, timeout.
That is game 1, the way of the Johnsons. They take it 11-5. The 2 seed in control of the mixed doubles gold medal match. We will have game 2 coming up next here on Championship Court. It's the APP Sacramento Open on ESPN.
The Pro XR pickleball paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game, because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
Typical insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the 3rd health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
Welcome back to the APP Sacramento Open as we take a look at our fulfill raising the bar moment of the tournament. It was Susanna Barr and Eric Lang. Ridiculous point against Mari Hungberg and Brandon Long.
We talked about that one. It's the Lang setting the angle here on the ATP cross court. Beautifully done. But we were talking, you and I, Chad, about if we had that much court and we were Susanna Barr, we'd miss that.
Missed it through the middle for sure.
So many tremendous moments throughout this tournament here in Sacramento as we are in our final gold medal match of the tournament, the mixed doubles final between the 2 seed JW and Georgia Johnson and Daria Walczak and Patrick Kafka.
0-0-2.
The Johnsons took game 1, 11-5. Walczak to serve here to start game 2.
Point. Little help from the net cord right there for Walczak as she's coming forward in transition.
1-0-2.
Nice spot there.
Placement there.
Yeah, Georgia Johnson go right down that line with that two-handed backhand.
Well, going cross court right there too. It gives a little too much reaction time for Johnson.
Second serve.
Good block there from Kafka.
0-1-2.
Jammed him right up in that right armpit.
JW finally stepping in and getting the better of Walczak.
Oh, just watching Walczak get down into that almost split position hurts.
Easy putaways for the Johnsons.
Such a good setup by Georgia Johnson. She goes behind Kafka, drops it to his backhand, gets up, then goes on the attack. Beautifully done by Georgia.
Great stab volley by Kafka, but still too much from the Johnsons at the kitchen line.
Well, Kafka was sitting there
3-1-2.
trying to anticipate when to pounce, and then he ended up getting one back just a little tight to the body.
And getting too big on the forehand side as the Johnsons have run off 4 straight points. They have a 3-point lead here in game number 2 as Kafka and Walczak take a timeout. And while they take a timeout, we're going to take a look at our Humana Human Care Spotlight. It recognizes Jennifer Henson. Jennifer has eagerly volunteered for many shifts as a pickleball match starter, staying before and after to help, as well as picking up extra shifts. In her own words, she said, "I have loved meeting all the players, the refs, the volunteers, and being an ambassador of positivity and sportsmanship on and off the courts." Thank you, Jennifer, for all of your hard work, and thank you to all of our volunteers that make this and every tournament on the APP Tour possible.
So what I think you're finding here in this matchup, let's go back to the match and what Kafka's made a couple mistakes, even on the forehand side right now. What happens is you have a team like JW and Georgia Johnson who get everything back, are so good. Yes. They can apply pressure. Kafka trying to be a little too perfect. He's not playing as loose as he usually would, so it's a little tighter right now.
4-1-2.
How much of that comes from experience?
It's just
quite a lot of it comes from experience, and you see it right there of the experience of the around the poles defense, where they're recognizing as soon as that ball goes out wide, I'm going to drop back, defend it, then step back up and put the pressure back on.
Side out.
Uncharacteristic error there from Georgia. Side out.
So he has another opportunity to go behind Kafka right there, and she lets it drop just a little too much. She's got to get it a little earlier.
Oh, it's in. As is that.
Oh.
And is that. No. Kafka blowing it.
Point.
That's a little closer than I think he anticipated, too. That ball bounced maybe about 6 inches off of the line.
Running through the backhand, and those were shots that we didn't see Kafka miss, making their run through the draw.
Well, he was sitting there on the backhand side, knew that Georgia was going to go there, but the body movement with that causes him to be late.
Side out.
The backhand cut block from JW Johnson, it's so nonchalant, too. It is so difficult.
But that's what makes him fast.
Yes.
Is because he's calm with the rest of the body.
Point.
Another point for the Johnson siblings as they are in control of game number 2, up 6-2.
And that's what we saw a lot of from Kafka earlier on in the bracket, that backhand cross court.
6-2-2.
6-2-2. It's too big for Walczak.
You cannot get bigger as the exchange goes on trying to hit the ball harder, because the Johnsons are going to get shorter and that ball's going to get on you quicker.
Point.
Misses the pickup.
Timeout
It's
receivers, 8-2-2.
8-2. Walczak and Kafka taking a timeout as we take a look back at the Gamma Live to Play rally of the match. Tremendous defense from the Johnsons. We talk so much about their offense, but defensively they are solid as well.
Yeah, I mean, their hands are too good, and Chad hits on it. You don't want to get bigger the later on in the hands battle. You want to get shorter and shorter. But look at the hands. Georgia Johnson getting that one back. Then she flips up another one. And then JW almost gets this next one back in. But as you said, Chad, Kafka over there blowing on the ball, trying to push it out even further.
Well, and that's part of it, where we always talk about the offense and the power and everything that goes along with it. But the defense is so important as well. When you're making your opponent hit 3, 4, 5 more balls, there's so many chances for something to go wrong. And the Johnson siblings are just so good across the board in both offense and defense.
8-2-2.
The Johnsons inching closer to a gold medal. Already up 1 game and up by 6 here in game number 2.
Ooh, just missed it. It was a little flat.
She didn't get enough roll on it right there, but again in the middle of that point, J.W. Johnson with a cut backhand reset.
Off of the edge guard, and it brings up championship point for the Johnsons.
Too good right there on the counter from Georgia Johnson, catching Kafka, on the backhand side.
Oh, it was there, but she jumped. A little too much body movement.
Kafka and Walczak live to fight another point, down 2-10-1. Easy put away there for JW in the middle.
2-10-2.
Into the body of Walczak on the shoulder, side out. Another opportunity to take the gold medal here on the serve.
That's patent J.W. Johnson right there with that little backhand wrist flick.
The winner from JW and the Johnsons, clinical in their gold medal victory. They take it 11-5, 11-2. It is a triple crown for Georgia Johnson as she captures the mixed double gold alongside brother JW.
Well, that last point there sums it all up. JW and Georgia know each other so well, obviously being siblings, but the movement, the understanding, they traded off attacking, and it was just paddles swatting, flying, balls going everywhere.
That last point was incredible and picture perfect for them. They are your gold medalists. We'll take a quick commercial break, hear from JW and Georgia Johnson about this gold medal and Georgia Johnson taking home a triple crown right after this.
No, since I've been using Leo Rubber, I've had way less problem on my AT band and hips. It's been really a game changer for me, so I highly recommend it to everyone.
That's what makes it so different. The whole idea about balanced compression, it improves your blood flow, reduces your fatigue. At the end of the day, you feel so much better.
I feel comfortable, I feel supported, I feel like I can train harder, train longer, recover faster, and feel supported while I'm playing. And that's so crucial for me, especially in singles when I'm trying to play against the youngest. I'm not the youngest out there, but I try and play against the youngest.
18 years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped. Suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
When I have pain from arthritis, I grab BioFreeze. Unlike Voltaren, BioFreeze provides fast-acting relief. I can apply it to more areas of my body, and it's NSAID-free. Cool the pain, so I can get back on the court.
Back here on championship court, match point here for JW and Georgia Johnson. Chad, how do they get it done?
Yeah, we were talking about it before the break. You see JW and Georgia just exchanging attacks right there. Paddles going all over the place. Excellent job. Excellent pressure. And we're going to throw it down to Dorian Kraft, who is courtside with our Franklin post-match interview.
One more time, everyone, a round of applause for our mixed doubles gold medalists, Georgia and J.W. Johnson. Georgia also taking home the Triple Crown this weekend. She won a gold in every event that she played in. Georgia, we're going to start with the match in mixed doubles. We saw you there attack the backhand side of Patrick Kafka. What were you seeing there that you felt like you could really go after?
He was just playing big in the middle, and he's got a really strong forehand, so I was just trying to keep him honest over there, and he played a really tough match, and congrats to those two for silver.
JW, we talked so much about your all's offense, the power, the speed, how calm you are at the kitchen line, but your defense was phenomenal. That one where you kept getting the balls back. I know that one landed just outside the line, but what is it that allows the two of you to play such solid defense together?
Part of it is lucky. The other part of it is just drilling a lot, just practicing a lot of defense when we're back at home. Big part of it is drilling and playing too. So that's it.
A big part of it's also you guys just being really good, too. Let's be honest about that. And then, Georgia, obviously the Triple Crown this weekend. You played so well. What did you love the most about your game and being out here at this tournament?
Just being here with, my team, and shout out to the JJA because I wouldn't be able to do it without them. My team right over there. My mom, Lily, Gabe Tardio, and speaking of drilling, that's what makes it all possible.
Now, you told me you wanted a shout-out. Was that the shout-out, or do you have another one?
All right. And thank you to my sponsors, Franklin and Chicken and Pickle. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you for the Johnsons to put on such a great mixed doubles match. Everyone, give it up one more time. Your mixed doubles gold medalist, Georgia Johnson, J.W. Johnson.
Well, JW and Georgia played great all weekend. Congratulations, Chad, really, especially to Georgia Johnson for that Triple Crown.
Yeah, fantastic performance from her with the Triple Crown. But with this one, we talked about it going into it, that the pace was not going to phase the Johnsons. Their defense, their hands, and their execution so good in this one, coming away with the gold.
Congratulations, Georgia, JW, our golden here in Sacramento. We'll take a quick commercial break. Be back right after this for our final thoughts here at the APP Sacramento Open.
The Pro XR pickleball paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game, because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
Need to sell tickets for an event? From Sports Illustrated's official ticketing platform, introducing Box Office. Manage ticketing for sports, festivals, fundraisers, and more, paid or free. And we go beyond the barcode. Introducing Super Ticket. Super Tickets are secured by blockchain technology and transform into exclusive digital content, promotions, and rewards between the event and guests. Cheaper, better, simpler, more secure. Sports Illustrated Tickets. Partner with us for your next event.
Everyone knows standing still doesn't get you where you want to go. It's all about movement and progression, power, strength, innovation, expertise. On the court, off the court, and on the way to the court, you have to expect more out of yourself. And you should expect more of the company who makes your tires. Getting you more miles, traction, and safety is why we get up in the morning. Let's drive forward. Expect more. Fortune Tires.
The APP is sponsored by AARP, helping your health and happiness live as long as you do. USA Pickleball, official sanctioning body of the APP Tour. And Franklin X40, the official ball of the APP Tour. There's a look at our gold medalist from the APP Sacramento Open. Andre Diescu gave Tardio taking men's doubles, Jill Braverman, Georgia Johnson in women's doubles. It was the Georgia Johnson weekend. She took women's singles, men's singles. Will Howell stepping up his first ever singles medal. And then in mixed doubles, the Johnson siblings, Georgia and JW, dispatching Patrick Kauka and Dario Walczak in clinical fashion. They took it in straight games. Guys, we talked about it a lot of the new faces showing up on Championship Sunday, but at the end of the day, it was the mainstays of the APP Tour really making their presence felt.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia Johnson really played well this weekend. Her picking up the Triple Crown, it just shows how far advanced she is at such a young age. She's really coming into her own in all three aspects, in women's singles, women's doubles, and mixed doubles, playing alongside J.W. Johnson. We just saw that gold medal. She does her job, but it's not just doing her job on that right side. She plays really big, really fast, but then can play that assistant role to J.W. so well. So impressed with Georgia Johnson again this weekend.
Yeah, and I was actually really impressed with Will Howells. Yes, he came away with the gold in singles, but it's his progression across all three events that we're really seeing, that game play of his step up, and he's making the adjustments. But he has so much power, so much shape to his shots. And in singles, I mean, what can we say? With the rally scoring, it's so much more electric. Everything's moving quick. No lead is safe, and we saw that in both of our gold medal matches today.
In Sacramento, no lead was safe, no seed was safe, as we saw fantastic action throughout the draw. Will Howell taking home a pair of medals, a gold and a silver in double. Georgia Johnson capturing a triple crown, getting the crowd involved. Great play throughout the week. Pickleball just continuing to grow and be electric here in Sacramento. So for Dominic Catalano, Chad Edwards, and our entire crew, I'm Dorian Kraft saying so long from Sacramento. You've been watching the APP on ESPN.